You ever traverse across a steep run, build up courage, talking yourself into it, and then just throw your skis sideways and hope for the best? Yeah, that was me.
That was actually a good example of me being bad.
Until I figured out three things that changed everything. Welcome back to week 9 of the Drill Down to Level Up series. If you're new here, I'm Sunny. I am over 50 and skiing again after decades off the slopes, and proving that you can get more confident and competent as we age. Here's the reality for us seasoned skiers. We get really comfortable on those groomed runs, but when the pitch gets vertical, many of us see our techniques start to fall apart. And I'm finding that I'm going from carving to sketchy. So, how do you go from a panic pivot to actually controlling the descent? It comes down to three specific tools I'm using now: trusting my edges, a clock, and a breathing hack. Let's look at what fear actually does to our skiing. On a groomer, we strive to make those nice round S turns, but on the steeps, we might default to a Z turn. I still struggle with this, as you can see here. I traverse across the hill, especially here in the east when the head wall gets icy, build up courage, and then frantically throw my skis just to survive. That is preservation mode, not the type of skiing I want with flow. The root of the problem wasn't that I couldn't turn, it was that I was rushing the turn because I didn't trust my edges to bite. If you can't stop instantly, you'll never feel safe on a steep. It's that simple. That is why I've been working on my hockey stops. Even though I've done whirly birds and falling leaves, the hockey stop is king for security. It's about sticking the landing and throwing the snow.
Ooh, hockey stop. Everybody wants to learn how to do a hockey stop. It's a rite of passage. There's a couple things about a hockey stop. You've got to turn your legs and feet across the hill. There might be a little bit of a side slip, and then there is a strong edge set at the end.
If I know I can stop on a dime, I stop sliding and I start biting. Once I trust the stop, I have to fix the shape. Enter the clock analogy. Imagine you're standing on a clock face where 12 o'clock is at the top and 6 o'clock is at the finish. When we're nervous on steeps, we skip finishing the turn and spend more time in the fall line. Now, when I feel the speed creeping up, I ask myself, am I moving my skis all the way from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock? It's a massive mental check, and it forces me to be patient. It rounds out the turn and naturally controls my speed without fighting the mountain. But here's the thing. You can have the perfect clock visualization and the best edges in the world, but none of that matters if your brain freezes at the top. Steep terrain triggers fight or flight. When I tense up, I get rigid, I get in the back seat, I don't have an athletic stance, and I drag my poles. To fix this, I have to hack my nervous system using the physiological sigh breathing method. I do this on the lift before I know I'm going to tackle a challenging run. It's 2 inhales through the nose, 1 deep, then 1 quick pop to fully open the lungs, and then a long, slow exhale through the mouth. I do this at least 3 times. It dumps CO2 and hits the brakes on anxiety so I can drop in with a clear head. I highly, highly recommend it. So, trust the stop, ski the clock, and breathe. Is it Olympic level? Absolutely not. But I'm getting down runs that terrified me last year with actual confidence. And that's a win in my book. What is something you struggle with on steeper terrain? Or do you have a tip to share as well? Let's hear it in the comments. If you want to see if I can keep this momentum going, make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you next week as we keep on drilling down to level up after 50. Thanks so much for watching. See you on the slopes.